All right, we are back.
Yeah, we are.
We are back to preview UFC Fight Night on UFC Fight Night Philadelphia, also known as UFC Fight Night on ESPN2, ESPN cable.
Oh, wait, Chris, you're saying it's on ESPN too?
Yes. Yes, it is on
No.
ESPN as well.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Anyway, this should be I don't know how I feel about this card. It looks like it could be fun. I feel like there's going to be less of just straight decisions like we had last week, which we kind of predicted, but I don't know. Outside of the main and co-main, there's I guess really the main card.
I was gonna say, how did we do last week picks wise?
Last week, here, let me take a look. Last week I went 6-6 with I got Gutierrez, Maya, Cheeto, Macy, Formiga, and McDessie. Kind of messed up on Wonderboy, Willis, Peterson, Moffitt, Hill, and Shelton. Which you also got wrong. Well, so you ended up going 4-8.
Oh boy.
You have McDessie, Cheeto, Gutierrez, and Espinoza. And of course, we both fucked up on the Hill pick. You had Alexis Davis via decision, which that was pretty close, but I definitely had it for Hill. You also had Moffitt. You had JJ over Macy, which was looking real good for the first round, but not so much in the second. You had Figueiredo over Formiga, who most people did for some reason. And then you also had Peterson and Willis and Wonderboy.
Well, it's a rough card, rough stretch.
Yeah, a little bit.
Look at this card. A lot of decisions.
I once again did zero tape study for this card. I was going to do tape study, but then I was like, hey, there's a brewery down the road. What am I doing?
Yeah. Let me pause real quick. Hold on a second. I will be right back.
Go ahead and mute yourself then, and I'll go ahead and start it off. That's interesting. I wonder where Chris... Oh, he didn't mute himself. This could get crazy, y'all. We are live, and he did not mute himself. Hopefully, he doesn't start... I don't know. What would be a horrible thing that he could do? Just start, like, bludgeoning somebody off camera, and then you're like, oh, shit. Chris is bludgeoning people. Oh, wait, he's back. Hi, Chris.
Hey. All right. So, so I'm kind of feeling that same kind of energy on this card. Just looking at it, and we'll get into it right now. Hopefully,
to be fair, though, before we start on this, I wanted to mention real quickly while you pull up MMA decisions and everything, or not decisions, MMA or best fight odds. What am I saying? The Bellator 219 card was pretty fucking fun. Sadawat just straight slugged it out with Brandon Gertz in the main event, which was fucking crazy. That's actually why we were a little late starting, is because I was watching that freaking out. And then also there's a couple other solid fights on that card. So Bellator 219 was good. And then I'm super excited for this one card with Eddie Alvarez, Gary Tonin, DJ... what's her face is on it? Angela Lee is on it. It's a really, really good card. I unfortunately, like I said, didn't do tape study, so I don't have shit to say about their opponents, but I think it should be a fun one. Also, Yod is, or however you pronounce his name, is fighting Andy Sauer, I believe, in kickboxing, which should be dope as shit. So I'm pretty excited about that one card. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and jump in from the bottom of this UFC Philly card? Boy, there's some fights on this thing that they could be a lot of fun, but boy, do I have zero hype going into them.
Yeah, we'll start off from the bottom. We have a bantamweight division fight between grappler Mark De La Rosa, who has a record of 11 wins and 1 loss. He's facing off against another American fighter, and Alex Perez, who's a record of 21 wins, 5 losses. Last time we saw Mark De Rosa, he had a fight. He had a close decision victory against Joby Sanchez last November at UFC Fight Night 139. He's had 3 total fights in the UFC. This is going to be his 4th fight in the UFC. He's still pretty new. Alex Perez, I believe, is newish as well. This is his 5th fight in the UFC.
Oh shit!
Last time
we saw him fight locally.
What do you mean locally?
He fought on CFFC 64.
Oh yeah. Oh shit! There it is.
So we saw that in person.
Bielecki. Holy shit! We live saw this guy fight. Okay.
Yeah. I think that was the last fight we saw before we left.
Yeah. Before both of us were trashed.
Yeah.
Anyways, the last time we saw him in the UFC, he lost via ground and pound to Joseph Benavidez in November at the Ultimate Fighter 28 finale. So yeah, both Mark De La Rosa is coming off of a win. Perez is coming off of a loss. Perez is a little bit more of a, I guess, a veteran by one fight. I know De La Rosa has really slick jiu-jitsu. Perez, I know, is no stranger to some jiu-jitsu. He has a couple submission victories. Mostly just chokes.
Yep.
This is interesting to pick. I'm leaning. It looks like this guy was listed as flyweight, so I don't know if he's going up in weight. Alex Perez.
I would assume so, because it looks like this is a 35.
Yeah, and De La Rosa I'm leaning towards because I've seen his jiu-jitsu game. I'm confident he can get a submission.
Yeah.
I don't know how often Perez gets submitted. Oh, okay, he has been submitted. Yeah, I like De La Rosa submission like round 2. Perez seems like a tough out. I know it's kind of difficult to call like a round 3 submission because not everyone tries to really kind of get a submission in the 3rd round, especially if you're already winning the fight.
Well, and when dudes are all sweaty and exhausted, it's much harder to finish.
Yeah, so I would go round 2 submission for Mr. Mark De La Rosa. It's how I'm seeing this go.
Yeah, I was going back and forth. I think it's going to go to decision, but I do have Rosa by decision as getting the win as well. Mostly because I just think he probably, with the size difference and his grappling ability, I think he probably ends up on top at some point. And if he does end up on top, I think from then on out, it's just a matter of how much Perez works and gasses himself out. So I am leaning Mark De La Rosa. To be fair though, when your only loss in the last 3 years is to Joseph Benavidez, that's hard to throw shit at. So I would not be. Yeah, I'd not be surprised if Perez was able to show out here, but I think it's a tough out for him. Out a little more though. Shouts out to Jeff Sherwood.
Yeah, and if you're wondering about the odds, unofficially according to bestfightodds.com, the favorite in this fight is Alex Perez at a -333 to a +270 for Mark De.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
what are we missing in that?
So that point you just made, though, maybe his only loss in the past X amount of years, that could ring true to an extent.
Also, let me go ahead and remind everybody that we are not doing any tape study for this week. So if one dude can wrestle and the other dude can't, and I don't remember that right now, that could be an issue, which that's kind of what that sounds like. I don't know. Mark De La Rosa has always looked good on the ground, but then again, I haven't seen. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. Like, if you were telling me how did that fight against Joby?
Yeah, I would say for all we know, this might be like an instance of Maya versus a wrestler. Maybe not.
I'm interested. You know what? I'm going to go to some tape study after the show, which is super helpful for everybody listening, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll just let you know next week how right or wrong we were.
Yeah, well, you'll know because I say it publicly, unfortunately.
So
moving on.
Yeah, this next fight, I believe, is a women's flyweight bout. I'm saying this because one of them's listed at flyweight. Between Colombian fighters Sabina Matzo, the Colombian queen, or Mazo, going up against, sorry, I can't recognize your country. I think it's Ukraine. Marina Moroz, the Iron Woman. It's got to be Ukraine, I believe.
Something like that.
It's Ukraine. Okay. It's Ukraine. It is, yeah. Okay. Good guess. Marina Moroz, the Iron Woman. I thought she was the Iron Lady. Or no, she changed. One of them changed. Remember, it was Jermaine Durandamy, if I could say that right, was the Iron Lady. Marina Moroz was the Iron Lady, and I think Marion Renault was also the Iron Lady. I think there's like 3 of them.
Yeah, it's the real pit bull of the female division.
Yeah. So yeah, she's now the Iron Woman. So her opponent, the Colombian fighter Sabina Mazo. This is her UFC debut. She's currently undefeated, 6 wins, 0 losses. Marina Moroz, we've seen multiple times. She's record 8 wins, 3 losses. She's had 2 canceled bouts in November of last year. So the last time we saw her was February, where she lost a decision unanimously to Angela Hill at UFC on Fox 28. And before that, she lost a decision to Carlos Esparza. So 2 tough opponents. She's had 2 tough outs. And so, yeah, I don't know if this is the UFC saying, hey, we need you to get a win, so we'll give you someone who has never been in the UFC, but they're undefeated. So you can't discount Sabina Mazo for that. She's got that going for her. Says she's fighting out of Huntington Beach. King's MMA. It says listed here on Tapology. That's a hell of a fucking gym. So she's got some potential, I would hope, being affiliated with that gym and the talent that's there. Yeah, before that, she was based out of LFA. No shame in that as well. This is an interesting fight. I want to go. I'm kind of thinking Moroz based on her veteran status. And this being Sabina Mazo's debut. I don't know. What do you think? It's kind of close to me because I feel like they want to give a matchup.
Yeah. I mean, again, having seen zero tape on these two, or specifically zero tape on Mazo, and knowing Marina Moroz's style, I would think Marina Moroz probably takes this via volume and distance, whether they land or not. But if Mazo's super, I don't believe Mazo out of a Muay Thai gym. I feel like might be a little heavy on her. Like, I don't know enough about either one of these two, to be honest. And I've watched once again zero tape. I'm very happy about that this week.
Yeah.
I've been drinking beer and said it was a good decision. I can't watch tape on these fucking regional cards this many weeks in a row and not lose interest. I can't do it. So, yeah, no, I'm taking Marina Moroz via ugly decision, probably 29-28, and one judge will have it the other way.
I mean, I couldn't agree more there, to be honest. I see it going the same way. And like you mentioned, other judge. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a close fight. But like you said, they'll score it a majority way, and it'll be just majority decision, not unit. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Let me look at the odds here for you. I mean, I wish I had more of an opinion on that fight. The odds, according to unofficially to BetDSI here, we have Sabina Mazo a -141 to a +125 favorite over Moroz slightly.
That's fair. Moroz hasn't looked great lately, but I can't. I would be very surprised if her experience doesn't at least win her around, and then it's toss up between the other two. To be fair, though, LFA is legit as shit, and just because I haven't seen Sabina doesn't mean Sabina isn't a bad motherfucker. So who knows?
So this next fight we have is a bantamweight fight between former flyweight title contender Ray Borg, who unfortunately did not make weight.
Correct.
Even though he moved up to bantamweight.
By like 2 pounds.
Yeah, so to me, that's probably a dieting issue or lack of judgment on his dieting.
To me, that's probably an easy pick for Borg.
Yeah, and he's going up against Casey Kenny. I remember this guy. His name rings a bell.
He's been in LFA for a while, and he fought Antlin on a contender. And he fought CJ Hamilton, evidently, also on Contender Series.
That's where I remember him from. I'll just say right off the bat, I'm probably going to pick Borg in this, even though he missed weight for some reason at bantamweight, just based on I feel like he's way more talented than Casey Kenny. Not just kind of Casey Kenny's abilities.
Just experience, honestly.
Just experience. Yeah.
Especially at a high level. Although Casey Kenny to be fair, Contender Series and LFA is pretty, and Tachi, like that's a pretty fucking, that's a tough road. You have to beat some bad motherfuckers.
He's got size on Borg, but I mean, it's not saying too much because I think Borg's fought like Oka Sasaki, so
yeah. Yeah, if Borg hadn't have made weight, I wouldn't be as confident. But since he blew weight so bad, and who isn't rooting for Ray Borg, to be honest?
No, I think he wins this. I think it's gonna be decision. I don't know if he's gonna like kind of go crazy.
Same.
I know that's the safe bet.
Hey, the safe bet worked out fucking a whole bunch for us last week. Remember how many decisions I picked? And remember how many decisions there were?
Yeah. Sometimes that's all that needs to be said, really. It's just already the writing's on the wall, whatever kind of fucking metaphor you want to say, right?
And at this point is when this gets it. Oh, yeah. Go ahead and give the odds, and then we'll get to the fights that I am actually like know both contenders in mostly.
So the odds for this fight, Ray Borg is a minus 250 to a plus 215 over Casey Kenny.
I'd be surprised if that line didn't move a bunch after he blew weight. He's blowing weight by like 2.5 pounds. You figure like that's, you're probably not trying super hard at that point.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, who knows? He could Mickey Gall his way through this.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking hope not, but we'll see. All right, next up we have a middleweight bout between Kevin the Trailblazer Holland going up against veteran of the Octagon and of MMA, Gerald Mearshart. I know Gerald Mearshart has good jiu-jitsu. I believe Kevin Holland also has good jiu-jitsu, if I recall correctly. He's decent grappling. He survived an onslaught by Thiago Santos, which is an accomplishment in itself nowadays, considering where Santos is at. Good on you. And that was in Kevin's UFC debut, I believe. Yeah, which is nuts. Survived that. Since then, he's won 2 straight. He submitted John Phillips last November, and then just this past... Wait. Wow. So just like a month ago, or less than a month ago. Oh, what's this said, though? Oh, it was a grappling match. Never mind. At Fight 2 Win 1. Okay, I was like, wow, you already fought? Holy shit. Okay, so he won a grappling match. Gerald Mearshart, last time we saw him, he got guillotine choked out by Jack Hermanson. He was on Fox 31 last December. Before that, he won via rear naked choke over Oscar Pichota. I believe this is kind of a close fight, but part of me kind of wants to go Holland because he's the younger fighter. He looked great against Santos, all things considered, stuck in the pocket. I don't think Mearshart really is really a threat on the feet. This, I think, should be a wrestling or a grappling affair, since both fighters like to go take it to the ground.
There's definitely going to be some scrambles.
Who can get better position? And I think I'm going to go with Holland, but this kind of seems like a toss-up to me too.
I think I'm going to go Holland as well. I think Holland is going to look better on the feet. And I think Holland has the grappling to, like, just off athleticism alone, win a lot of the exchanges on the ground. Mearshart, if this gets to the 3rd round, he's real scrappy and he has good cardio. Or I think he has probably the better of the cardio between him and Kevin Holland. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a late sub, or if Kevin Holland fades early. I think that could be a big problem. But yeah, I'm leaning Kevin Holland pretty heavily on this one. Probably via decision, which seems crazy, but like, I think he's going to piece up Gerald Mearshart if he's able to shut down the wrestling, but I think there's going to be enough grappling exchanges that I think it'll probably end up going to decision. Mearshart's a do-or-die motherfucker on the ground, though, so counting him out would be crazy. Also, that body kick he hit on Spicely was nasty.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, we both kind of glanced at this card and we're like, well, it could be like last week and there's a lot of decisions, but it's the matchups are close.
they're competitive matchups for sure. It's just a matter of, what fighter shows up. Like, I would not have thought John Gaethje would have skated so hard last week, but to be fair, he did exactly what he needed to do to get a win. So, not mad at it, but
no, I'm not mad at it either. So the odds on this, we have Kevin Holland as a favorite at -185 to a +163 of Gerald Meerschaert. Let's get into this next one. This next fight we have is a featherweight bout between Peruvian fighter Enrique Barzola going up against American fighter Kevin Aguilar. Excuse me. Last time we saw Barzola, he's 15 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. Last time we saw Enrique Barzola, he fought to decision. He got a decision victory over Brandon Davis last May 2018. Before that, he had a decision victory over Matt Bissett earlier last year as well. Kevin Aguilar, who's known as the Angel of Death, according to his nickname here on Tapology. So hopefully he's very violent or he submits people. Last time we saw him, he won a decision over Rick Glenn, who's a scrappy veteran from Team Alpha Male. Last November, before that, he had a close decision over Joey Gomez. He knocked out Ton Lane LFA. Okay, so this is like his second official UFC bout for Kevin Aguilar.
Yeah, been in LFA for a while though, or even back in his legacy, but been with them since 2013. That's a tough fucking road, and his only loss is Leonard Garcia in a fucking slugfest. So
off the bat, I think this could be another very close fight.
Yep.
I'm kind of leaning Barzola because he's an American top team.
Yep.
So that's my pick.
That literally could have been my pick. That was going to be exactly how I was going to go with this. It's like probably the fact that Barzola has a win over Gabriel Benitez, the fact that he's with top team, and the fact that he did well against Brandon Davis is like the reason it makes it hard for me to pick Kevin Aguilar in this one. I think it's going to decision either way.
No, it's going to decision.
I just think Barzola probably takes at least 2 of those rounds.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if we see a really good output from Aguilar, that's great for him. It could very well happen. We'll wait and see. Whether I'm watching it live or I'm doing something. Oh, well, I'm going to be preoccupied tomorrow. That's besides the point. I'll still catch most of it when I get a chance. But yeah, I think this could be a close fight. It's going to be a competitive fight. But like you said and laid it out, I have to go with Barzola. Anything else to add to that? Do you think that we should look out for in this fight?
Nope, nothing else other than the odds.
So the odds, of course, Barzola is a -123 to a +110 over Kevin Aguilar.
Yeah,
the odds for you.
Right.
This next fight is at lightweight. Last time I checked, between Desmond Green, the Predator, who fights out of Combat. Fuck, I always fuck this name up. Fight Club 365 or Combat 60?
Combat 365.
Thank you. Combat 365, or you can just call New Black Zillions, whatever you want to call it.
Also, sure. What did you have Holland by? Was it decision or KO?
Decision.
Okay. So we have almost all decisions picked again this week. Great.
It's looking that way so far.
Hey, man. I'm not mad at the idea.
So Desmond Green's going up against a longtime veteran of the Octagon, English or British fighter, I should say, but Englishman Ross Pearson, the real deal, fights here in San Diego at Alliance. We always have to shout out our Alliance people.
I've heard he's been training not at Alliance as much, though.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true for this camp. I know his last camp, at least, for the John Gaethje fight, I know he was spending less time in Alliance and more time back over either in England or Australia. I forget which. Training over there. So I don't know. Also, I haven't seen him in many of the Alliance. Like, you see, that's not true. I see him every once in a while in the Instagram posts from Angie and people like that, but not like consistently. So who knows?
So one thing I wanted to bring up, according to, I know I don't want to get in the odds right away, But believe it was Dan Tom. If it wasn't Dan Tom, it was Brian Petrie from MMA Takes. They made the good point that Desmond Green, at least when by the time we record it, is a fucking minus 450. So I have to check this right now. Wow. Okay, so that didn't change. The point that this guy was making is, holy shit, at those odds, if you're a betting man, take Ross Pearson at plus 350 right now. Yeah, I'm just spoiler alert for the odds, and we just after, but this kind of, I'm not a betting guy, but this kind of affects it's. I don't think it's going to affect my decision, but this definitely was.
I'm not picking Ross Pearson though, right?
Yeah, I'm still not.
So maybe the odds aren't that
unfortunately, wrong. Yeah. What do you think of those odds, real quick?
They're a little wide. I would think I would think Ross would be like in the plus 270s, or so. But it's a tough out for him. It's a fucking tough out.
Yeah, Green. I can't remember the guy. I know Pearson's got a decent gas tank. He's got good stand-up boxing. Green's got really quick hands. The guys he trains with at Combat 365, a lot of versatile strikers. I mean, he probably spars with fucking Michael Johnson every day. You know, that helps. I mean, he's got.
And to be fair to Ross Pearson, here's his record in his last handful of fights. He lost to John McDessie.
Okay,
that was a rough one. Win over Mizuto Hirota.
I remember that one.
Lost to Daniel Hooker. Lost to Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Shit, that's right.
Lost to Jorge Masvidal.
I remember that fight.
Jorge Masvidal, and then Will Brooks. Like, that's one of the toughest runs in the lightweight division ever. Connor would have hella losses if that's who he was fighting.
Yeah.
Not that they put him against anybody who could ever grapple, but
I mean, to be fair, he probably beats everyone except Masvidal. If I look at it right now, just honestly, in my opinion. I think he beats Dan Hooker if it stays to the feet.
I don't think he has the cardio to beat Dan Hooker. I think Will Brooks might fuck him up depending on whether or not he gets caught early.
Well, I guess I'm just going by the Will Brooks from the UFC.
Ah, that's true. I'm still so fucking.
I know.
No, I'm a big Will Brooks fan, and I'm still so upset about his UFC run because it was so not.
It was tragic.
It was. That dude has so much more to show. Anyway, we're not talking about that. Yeah, we both have Des Green. I have Des Green by decision. I'm guessing you probably do too.
Yeah, this is another decision card.
Chris, now that I'm starting to look at this is looking a lot like last week so far.
Yeah, excuse me for not seeming too stoked. I just don't wear my emotions on my sleeve right now. That's my excuse. So
yeah, no, it's definitely not the marijuanas.
Yeah, right, or that. I mean, maybe I should get a little more happy later and come back in 10 minutes, but we got to get this ball rolling.
That's right. Speaking of which, I'm going to smoke a bowl. Keep going.
Good on you. Let's see. So the odds for this fight, we got Desmond Green, like we were talking about, minus 435 to a plus 350. Ross Pearson. Take that as you will.
Like twice as wide as it should be. But I do think he's going to win. So I don't know. I don't know what that means.
So this next fight we have, I believe, is a women's strawweight bout with Brazilian fighter Marina Rodriguez, who has a record of 10 wins or losses, 1 draw. Going up against Mexican fighter and also scrappy veteran Jessica Aguilar. Last we saw Marina Rodriguez.
This is when this card starts getting really fucking good, by the way.
She fought to a draw against Miranda Marcos, majority decision draw, last September. Before that, excuse me real quick. Before that, I see she was on Dana White's Contender Series where she defeated Maria Oliveira via strikes in the first round. Jessica Aguilar, we've seen her a lot lately. Last time we saw her, she lost via armbar to Weili Zhang or Weili Zhang. I know I'm going to say that name fucking wrong every time.
Weili Zhang.
Weili Zhang, I think. I'm trying to think how Anik said it. Yeah. Weili Zhang, last time we saw it, looked badass as fuck.
I think it's Zhang, but that's fine.
Against Tisha Torres, I think it was. She just defeated.
Sure. So, which, by the way, calm down.
Yeah, I mean, I think both of you and I did as well. Or I did as well. Excuse me. Before that, Jessica Aguilar defeated Jody Escobar. This one's interesting. I might need you to kind of help me with this one.
I mean, I think it basically comes down to whether or not Jag can still compete athletically with some of the people she's coming up against. And I think against someone like Marina Rodriguez, this is going to be the clear test on that. Marina Rodriguez is pretty green. She has fought in stuff like Aspera and Shooto Brazil. So, I mean, she has some decent competition under her belt on the regional scene. The draw to Randa Marcos is super fucking impressive, especially after Randa Marcos' recent win over Angie Hill.
Yep,
and really just the turnaround in her career over the last 6 months or so, 6 months of a year. Ever since Randa Marcos left TriStar, she looked a lot better, which is weird. But it's been pretty impressive. I don't know. It's wherever she was before. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But I just have a lot of trouble at this point in Jag's career picking her, because the decisions that she's won, while she's had some good wins, I don't have a lot of confidence in her being able to compete athletically with a lot of the younger crop at this point.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, I'm taking Rodriguez via decision.
I have to go through there, and like the common theme, decision. We'll see.
Jags, and I think the reason why we're leaning a decision on a lot of these is because there's no pushovers on this card.
No,
much like the card last week. It's all tough outs. It's just a matter of, I think one person's going to show up more than the other one in a lot of these matchups. And I would not be surprised at all in a lot of these for them to turn, especially like stuff like Gerald Mearshart versus Kevin Holland. Like if Gerald Mearshart catches a sub late off a scramble, I would not at all be surprised. But it's just kind of one of those things where I immediately out the gate, you say the two names and I have a feeling for it. So, and generally it's been decision so far. Yeah. Hopefully it's not going to be all decisions all night. Although now that I'm looking at this card, I don't know that I have one. I might have 3 finishes on this whole card. But they're coming up shortly.
And I will say real quickly, the odds on this last fight we just
she's got to be a huge favorite, right?
-333 for Marina Rodriguez to a +270 of Jessica Aguilar.
Also, check out this Burning Beard. This is the, oh God, what's it called? New Damage. It is very good. Had this at the brewery, and they sell it in cans there. Super, super fantastic hazy. It's not like ultra hazy, it's just like regular hazy. Of course, I'm rocking it in the Resident Brewing glass like a fucking idiot because I don't have any burning.
I'm jealous because I'm drinking the beer that the UFC may or may not have paid me to drink on the episode of this podcast.
Oh, cool, bro. Cool, bro. Hey, by the way, when you up for that ESPN gig?
Oh, what's that? We have another person on the phone. Hi, it's my agent. He's going to explain it to you right now.
Oh, Ali Abdelaziz. How you doing?
No, it's Robert.
Oh, okay.
You're close.
Anyway, keep on moving on.
So let's see. Next up, we have a. Whoa, I was way off. I was about to say welterweight. Wait. Oh, sorry. I saw Shane Moraes. I was thinking Sergio. I'm like, no, I'm way off. Okay. This is a featherweight bout between Brazilian veteran Shane Moraes, who's 11 wins, 2 losses. He's going up against, I believe he's a prospect fighter, but at least according to the podcast I listened to, he's pretty hyped up. Sodiq Yusuff.
Yep.
Super. Super Nigerian. 8 wins, 1 loss on his record. Yusuff, this is his second UFC appearance. The first time we saw him in the UFC, if you didn't see him on the Contender Series, defeating Mike Davis, he knocked out Suman Mokhtarian last December 1st to be exact. He's going up against Shayman Moraes, another heavy puncher at featherweight. Last time we saw Shayman Moraes, he won a close decision over Julio Arce, who's a tough out. And before that, he won a decision over Matt Sales. Then that was a good fight. It's close. He eye poked Matt Sales.
Scrappy as shit. Yeah,
real good fight. I know he's our boy at Alliance. I don't want to see him biased, because we try our best. But close fight, good win though, strong win.
We're biased as shit. Do you remember the Angie Hill fight last week where we both picked her and neither of us were like, "Oh, Random Marcos is angry and can wrestle."
This guy, Shayman Moraes, he lost us a beat. Anaconda showed no shame in that. He's also has a loss to Marlon
Still
Moraes.
a scrappy fight with him too. Also, Luis Palomino, he had a fight against in WSOF. Luis Palomino, dude, how about this run in WSOF in a row? Luis Palomino, Robbie Peralta, and Marlon Moraes. That is a fucking tough run, dude. Holy shit.
So Yusuf has a tough out ahead of him, for sure.
Yeah.
That being said,
so Chris, okay, go ahead and say it.
I'm leaning towards Shayman Moraes as of now because like I said before, I go with the veteran. I know the big hype train is Mr. Yusuf. I know the unfortunate camp and head coach that he's with as well.
So don't say camp necessarily. The coach. So Chris, this segues perfectly into my question to you. How do I justify the fact that I'm a big Fortis MMA fan, but also Lloyd Irvin seems to be inexplicably involved in that gym? Because I believe Sadiq also fights out of Fortis.
You could say you like the fighters at Fortis?
I do like the fighters at Fortis. I don't like Lloyd Irvin.
Well, I don't think anyone does.
Well, Lloyd Irvin likes Lloyd Irvin, and all of his fake accounts on the internet like Lloyd Irvin.
Yeah, well, he's what you call an extreme narcissist.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's definitely an ist.
Yeah, he's a multiple ist times ist.
Yeah. Let's move on. I'm just saying it's something that probably I need to come to terms with at some point, and at some point there's going to be questions that probably need to be answered about that relationship between Fortis and Lloyd Irvin. But that being said, you said you're leaning toward Moraes in this?
Yeah.
What method are you thinking?
Go ahead and say it. I really don't want to say it.
Go ahead and say it.
But decision.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So here's the thing. I was really ready to pick Sadiq going into this, but the fucking Palomino Peralta Moraes run that he went on is really making me question it. Even though it was a loss to Marlon Moraes, it was a loss in the third round via RNC. And that's not how I see Sadiq taking this fight. I don't think Sadiq is going to win this via sub. And Shayman, I think pretty clearly probably has the better grappling.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take Shayman. Man, this is a fucking tough pick. God damn it, Chris.
Fuck this card. Just kidding.
No, I think I'm going to go with you. I think I'm going to take Shayman via decision. I don't see, unless Yusuf puts away Shayman early, I think this fight is going to go 3 rounds. Because Sadiq, it'd be a tough out to sub Sadiq. Shayman's pretty fucking slick, though. He mostly is winning by decision. I just, you know what? I'm going to go Sadiq. Fuck it. I'm going to go Sadiq KO first. I don't feel good about it. I just want us to have different picks, number one. And also, Sadiq has looked very fucking impressive on the feet. It's just a matter of I'm interested to see what that's going to look like against higher level competition. Because a lot of the competition he's faced so far is not that it's not high level, but it's nowhere near the level of competition that Shamrock Rise has been showing out against. Like Sumo Mokhtarian and Mike Davis are nowhere near Julio Arce, Metzales, and Zabit, much less Luis Palomino, Robbie Peralta, and Marlon Moraes. So,
no, I agree.
God, yeah. I think I'm making the wrong decision by saying this, but I think I'm picking Sadiq via KO early.
Okay.
I'm not at all confident. I don't even like my own pick. Go ahead and give me the odds.
Yeah, so the odds here, we got our Sadiq Mr. Yusuf is a slight favorite, minus 141.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know why he would be a favorite. That's not true. I know why he's a favorite. He's been getting quick KOs, is why. And he looked good against Mike Davis. He looked great against Sumo Mokhtarian. And Contender Series guys always have a big line advantage or disadvantage, depending on if you're better or not, when coming into the UFC.
So this brings us to our next fight of the night. We have a light heavyweight bout between
I'm excited to see you attempt this one. Go ahead.
Paul the Bear Jew Craig.
That's not the one I was curious about. Curious about you pronouncing homie's name.
Butcher it last. Against a Nigerian newcomer, Kennedy Nchekwu.
Yeah.
Nchekwu?
Yeah. I think it's Nchekwu.
Nchekwu. Okay.
I think it's and I think the N is like half pronounced. I think it's Kennedy Nchekwu. I think is how it's pronounced. But I'm not positive.
Just like an Ngannou. Well, Ngannou's not Nigerian.
By the way, the best part about the Anakin Florian podcast nowadays, other than Ray Longo,
right?
Is 100%. Yeah.
He has like the phonetics pretty down. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he does a segment. He does a segment with TJ DeSantis where he has TJ try to pronounce it blind, or deaf.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, it's great. Also, we didn't mention it earlier. Shit, I should have mentioned this earlier. But Jack Slack's podcast was great this week too.
Fuck yeah.
The one he did early in the week was really good. He was very goofy. He was talking about how he's got super into the there's a MMA anime on Netflix right now that you can watch, and it's supposed to be a lot of fun. It's like got a lot of old school martial arts history stuff in it that he liked.
If I watch it, am I going to be called a weeaboo?
I mean, yeah, but worst case, you can just yell at him and tell him you're an otacon or an otaku. No, otaku is otacon, right? Otacon.
I have no idea. I barely know a weeb. I just know that someone who's obsessed with Japanese culture and they know.
The only reason I know otacon is because of Metal Gear Solid. So.
Otacon.
Yeah. So we can keep on. I love me some Metal Gear. Anyway, yeah. So we got Scottish Paul Craig versus Kennedy Nchekwu. I'm butchering that so bad. Nope.
So last time we saw Mr. Craig, he lost
Nchekwu. Okay. Nchekwu. No, I think it's Nchekwu, but there's like a half N in the front of it. Like Nchekwu.
I'm gonna go with Nchekwu with the C.
How about Kennedy?
Yeah, let's just go with Kennedy.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that motherfucker's name.
The last time we saw Craig, he got submitted by Jimmy Crute last December. For that, he triangle choked.
Jimmy fucking Crute.
Yeah, Jimmy Crute. Magomed Ankalaev. Before that, he got murdered by Khalil Roundtree and Tyson Pedro. So he's been on the bad end of some knockouts. He's pulled a rabbit out of his ass before.
Those are all tough dudes.
Unfortunately, history tends to repeat itself. And I know this is Mr. Nchekwu's official UFC debut. He was on the Contender Series. However, according to this guy, the way he fights, he likes to knock motherfuckers out. And I think Mr. Craig here is about to go night-night to Kennedy Nchekwu. That's my pick. Knockout round. Round one. That's my pick.
Yeah.
Oh, this was without knowing if he has ground game or if he can guard from.
Yeah, I think we made it pretty clear. We did 0 fucking tape study, so we're going 100%
Well, I know Paul Craig submits this guy in like the first round, and I look dumb as fuck. But.
Right, like don't get us wrong. I've seen Kennedy and name to fight twice.
Might have sounded worse. But...
Yeah. There's a couple ways I was gonna go with that joke, and I just went with the one that was.
Just call him Kennedy Chuck. I'm calling him Kennedy Chuck.
Yeah, so Ken Chuck. Ken Chuck had I've seen him fight twice in Contender Series, to be fair to him. Man.
What'd you think?
I think I should have watched more tape study. I'm gonna go with Paul Craig.
Okay. What?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You lied?
I lied. Yes, I am. I lied again. I'm gonna go Paul Craig via sub. I'm gonna say sub in the first round. Just because off the couple dudes I'm seeing on Kennedy's record, I'm not seeing any real like grapple heavy game plans. I guess this one dude was out of Anchorage, BJJ, to be fair, but I don't know what the fuck that even means in relevance to any other. Oh my god, and this dude's record is red as shit. Yeah, no, I'm taking Paul Craig via sub just because I don't have confidence. I just don't have confidence in Kennedy's ground game off of not watching him fight. And also, the more I look up his opponents, the worse this looks for him. Here's Kennedy's opponents before Contender Series. Dennis Bryant, 5-1. Solid win. Also, out of Anchorage, BJJ. Kennedy's opponent prior to that, 0-0. Kennedy's opponent prior to that, 7-13.
So you're telling me he's fighting taxi cab drivers? Maybe.
I'm just saying. Maybe I haven't had the toughest outs.
I'm not gonna change my pick.
So I'm gonna. To be fair,
decision. So
to be fair, I think you might not be wrong in this. You said decision.
No, I said knockout first round.
Also, think you might not be wrong. But because I think if he wins, that is 100% how he wins. However, I'm gonna go Craig sub first.
I like that too. I mean, I feel like this would be my only two. Sub Craig first or knockout Ken Chuck first.
Yeah, I mean, I could take Craig sub second, probably is probably the safer of the two picks. I just think that Paul Craig is going to quickly realize, like, oh, there's a huge grappling disadvantage here. Or at least on paper, it looks like there is. Who knows? Kennedy could be dope as shit on the ground, and I just don't know about it. But I just, based off his opponents, I would lean towards Paul Craig having more experience and a better ground game.
So the odds on that, for those who are curious, Mr. Ken Chuck is a -164 favorite over +146 to Paul Craig.
Jesus Christ. That line and that is very, very parlayable. Actually, you know what? That's such a good line. You might want to just play it straight. What's Paul Craig by sub just for fun? Do you have that in front of you?
Let's see. Paul Craig. Okay, here we go. It's taking like a year. You said by sub?
Mm-hmm.
Is a +315.
I like that shit all day. With Paul Craig? Yeah, oh man. But you could play by sub and then even just couch it with Paul Craig straight and not lose money or make hella bank. That's man. To be fair, Kennedy might just fucking boop him, but I don't think he will. Moving on up, we got Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Michelle Waterson. This is another great fight on this card.
This is a good fight. Karolina Kowalkiewicz, last time we saw her, she's 33 years old, record of 12 wins, 3 losses. Last time we saw her,
isn't it? I always fuck
it is Kowalkiewicz, yeah. She got murdered by Jessica Andrade in the middle of the first round via a straight punch to the face.
Karolina is the reason why I picked up Jessica Andrade over Henry Cejudo in the league that we just did a draft for, is because, good God, did Jessica Andrade murder her in the face. That was one of the worst knockouts I've ever seen.
It was bad. Before that, though, Karolina defeated Felice Herrig and Jodie Escobar. Her opponent, Michelle Waterson, whom we know is a UFC veteran and an Invicta veteran, I believe her Invicta champion at atomweight.
Yep.
She's 16-6, 33 years old. I feel like these fighters feel like they're younger than I thought they were. They're older. I can't really tell anymore.
Both. They're both. It depends on which one you're talking about.
Waterson, last fight she had was against Felice Herrig. She won unanimously. That was in October. Before that, she won a close decision over Courtney Casey.
No, she didn't.
Oh, excuse me. No, she didn't. She lost.
According to the record, she might have won, but she got bludgeoned by Courtney Casey in most of that fight.
I'll let you speak on that because I don't remember seeing that fight.
Courtney Casey chased her down and mobbed her in the face over and over again.
Before that, anyways, Waterson lost to Tisha Torres and Rose Namajunas. I mean, had 2 really tough outs as well. Courtney Casey's a tough out.
Yeah.
This brings me to, I think it was Connor Rebush that, I think it was him that talked about it.
It was him or Zane Simon. Or Phil, maybe.
Kowalkiewicz is a very good pressure fighter, likes to go forward and kind of stand and bang. When Waterson's Jackson Wink style is very patient, she's going to go with those teeps. Maybe an occasional spinning back kick. But other than that, don't expect her to kind of get in the face of Karolina unless she has to clinch. And we've seen how good a clinch Karolina is. Look at that fight against Rose. Fight that she won. But whether you agree with the judges or not, I kind of can make a case for Karolina, at least at that performance.
I would have to watch it again. I remember at the time thinking it was super close, but off the top of my head, I'm not. Didn't stand out one. It wasn't. I'm not going to use the phrase it wasn't a robbery because I constantly shit on people for saying robberies aren't stolen decisions. But yeah, no, this is a tough pick either way, honestly. Just because they both fought such high level. I think a lot of this comes down to whether or not Karolina looks the same after that Andrade knockout.
Yeah.
That thing was scary, man. It was really rough. That was one of the worst knockouts I've seen in that division.
I feel
normally you see that Joanna volume knock TKO, which she's done to people like Jessica Penne or Carla, but the way Jessica Andrade just twisted the head of Karolina was fucking brutal, man.
Yeah. I think I'm going Karolina, not too confident in that pick. I like her ability to pressure, and she doesn't really mind throwing with anyone. I mean, it got her caught against Andrade. Waterson, in my opinion, doesn't really have crazy knockout power, at least up front with the hands. Not going to be from her fists.
It would be with the kick, if anything, but it would be something that Karolina has to catch flush, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I like Karolina in this fight. I like it via decision because it's a 3-round fight. Waterson's tough. She'll keep it competitive. It'll be a close fight. It should be a close fight, but I like Karolina in the end of this with the decision victory. That's my pick.
Yeah, I'm going the same way. You just don't. I came into this really wanting to take Waterson via sub. I thought Waterson probably really just her win over Felice Herrig was what I was like, man, if you can out wrestle Felice Herrig in the clinch, that's pretty impressive. But Karolina doesn't work the same kind of clinch that Felice Herrig works, and Felice Herrig did not look great in that fight.
No.
And it's just, unless, shit, I just punched the shit out of my mic stand. My apologies. Sorry for that noise. But, yeah, no, if Carolina looks anything like she did prior to the Andrade fight, I think she takes it. It's the only thing I'm a little bit nervous about is, man, the way she got crushed in that Andrade fight was very rough. So how long ago was that? That was September. So we're looking at, it's only like 6 months. I guess 7, but you would hope she hadn't been in camp. It's like the minimum amount of time I would want to see her take off. I would feel more confident in Carolina if we were talking about this in 2 months. But yeah, I'm going to take Carolina via volume decision from the outside, most of which are not going to land, but she'll win on Kias.
Yeah. So if you're wondering about the odds on this fight, which should be very competitive, Carolina is a favorite at -145 to a +129 for Waterson. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it makes sense overall. I wouldn't be confident one side or the other on it, so that probably means a good line.
Yeah, I agree. This next fight is a featherweight bout, not a lightweight bout, between Michael the Menace Johnson, whom you probably know just from a lot of crazy fights, and maybe or possibly the Ultimate Fighter, either one.
This fight was almost a lightweight bout based on how the weigh-ins went.
Yeah, how did that? Did they both make weight? Because they probably both look like death.
Yeah, they both made weight. Michael Johnson made weight pretty late. He was the one along with what's his face, Ray Borg, who people were questioning whether he was going to actually make it, and he did, but not by a lot.
So he's going up against Josh Emmett, who fights out Team Alpha Male, record 13 wins, 2 losses. Last time we saw, firstly, Michael Johnson, who, by the way, is at Combat 365. I always get this. I'm just going to call it New Black Zillions. I don't know.
Yeah, Henry just call it Henry Hoops.
Is it? What is it? Is it Henry Hoops?
I think it's Combat 365, but they change the name. It feels like every week. So
yeah, yeah. He's trained. He's Henry Hoops' team. Michael Johnson, last time we saw him, he won a unanimous decision over Artem Lobov. I totally forgot that fight happened. Holy shit.
Also, that fight went to decision.
Well, that's probably because Artem has a chin, I guess, which he does.
You have to when you have a giant head and you get clubbed in the face by McGregor all day.
Yeah, so that's the best thing he's got going for him. And I'm kind of sadly curious to see how he does in bare knuckle boxing. Out of curiosity.
I mean, yeah, I don't hate being sad.
If he does a standing hammer fist, then it'll be worth it.
But, do you know what, Chris? That's a very, very good point. Also, I just added the rest of the beer to my beer, and that is hazy as shit now.
There you go.
I finally poured the rest of the Burning Beard into this, and it's fucking hazy as all get out.
Yeah, before his latest 2 victories over Artem Lobov and Andre Fili, Michael Johnson had a loss to Darren Elkins, which was his featherweight debut. For that, he was a lightweight. He lost to Justin Gaethje in a war at the end of round 2. And before that, he got mauled to death and submitted by Khabib Nurmagomedov. While Khabib talked shit to Dana the entire fight.
Yeah, that was definitely insulting.
So he's going up against Josh Emmett, who made his way into the top featherweight rankings by knocking Ricardo Lamas into the Nether Realm, or Shadow Realm, excuse me. This is not Mortal Kombat.
And then getting his whole shit broke by Jeremy Stevens.
Jeremy Stevens, yeah, he shattered his
broke
eye
his
in
whole
half.
Shit.
Yeah. So he's been out for a while.
A metal plate in his face now.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is interesting. Both these guys have good wrestling. Johnson, I would say, is the better striker. He has way faster hands as far as just the hands, just like the the ability to combo, kind of slip in and out and switch stances, that kind of thing. Who hits harder? I don't know. I know Emmett hits hard as fuck, but Johnson hits pretty fucking hard too. He used to fight a lightweight.
Yeah, I think Johnson picks his shots better. I think Emmett has that like crunchy, like what I like to call the Trevor Price crunch hooks, where you Clay Guida that shit. You squat and throw fucking all heat from your thighs.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have much range, but it's got all power.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've hit Patton before, and
exactly. That dude throws the squattiest left hook that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
but
he throws real hard.
Yeah, no, it's that Tyson hook where you just squat on it and throw heaters with it.
This is tough, man. I kind of want to go Michael Johnson. I think he's going to outpoint him. I think he'll go to decision. I think he's going to decision. I don't think anyone's getting knocked out. It's a weird fight.
Yeah.
Or I can just see Emmett. I can't really see him wrestle fucking Johnson because Johnson's wrestling's really good too.
It's very solid, yeah.
And I know he got submitted by Elkins, but
he is tired by wrestlers. He doesn't get out grappled. Like he doesn't get out wrestled. He gets exhausted. And that was a bigger problem. Yeah, it was a bigger problem at 55. I think I'm going to take Johnson, I think, via knockout just because I'm not confident. Much like the Carolina fight, I'm not confident that Michael Johnson, that Josh Emmett, rather, has fully recovered from that fight.
It's only been a little over than a year.
It hasn't been that long, and it was it was a nasty knockout. Plus, like a lot of people have been bringing up, there was a knee during that as well. Before the giant KO, so I think it's going to be a competitive fight. I just think Johnson's probably going to catch him. I have more faith in Johnson's power than I do in Emmett's chin at this point. Not for any reason other than the way Emmett got just smashed by Jeremy Stephens recently, and Jeremy Stephens, while he hits hard as shit, he hits so hard, and it's enough of a quick turnaround that it makes me nervous about picking Emmett. Like if this fight would have happened before that Jeremy Stephens fight, I think I would have taken Josh Emmett pretty cleanly. But afterwards,
I can see that.
Makes me nervous. Especially Michael Johnson, who's looked much better in his last couple of fights at game planning and at like not just dying if he doesn't knock somebody out in the first round.
Yeah, all good points. Fuck. The odds on this, Michael Johnson is a -118 to a +104 for Josh Emmett.
That's about how I would have this. Where like I would, like I said, I would give it to Emmett if it hadn't been for the last fight, but I just gotta question where he's at right now. Because that shit was a fucking drumming he took from Jeremy.
So this next fight we have is interesting to me. We have American fighter David Branch at middleweight at record of 22 wins, 5 losses. Going up against Swedish middleweight Jack the Joker Hermansson, whose record is 18 wins, 4 losses. The last time we saw David Branch, he got knocked the fuck out by Jared Cannonier, who was going down in weight from 205.
And who looked incredible.
Yeah. That was crazy. Before that, Mr. David Branch knocked out Thiago Santos in the first fucking round.
Also crazy.
So yeah, it goes to show crazy shit can happen.
Yeah.
Before that, it wasn't his UFC debut, but he lost to Luke Rockhold via strikes. Rockhold is still a motherfucker when he gets top control, which he did.
100%. And also look at that run he's recently had. Jocko, Rockhold, Santos, and Cannonier. That's a fucking rough run.
And he's going up against Jack Hermansson, who likes to ground and pound people and choke people. No. He also likes to ground and pound people. He's got good top game, is top control as well. He choked out Joe Mearshart his last fight last December. Before that, he ground and pounded out Talis Litis. For that, he got knocked out by Thiago Santos. So the MMA math here is a little interesting. Excuse me. Initially going into this, I kind of like David Branch. And I like him via knockout because I know Hermansson likes to get on the ground. I know Branch is too savvy at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to really allow Hermansson to get top control. So I think it's going to stick to the feet. I think Branch is going to pretty much scramble well and negate most of the takedown attempts from Hermansson because I think he's going to want to do that. He's going to keep it to the ground. I have Branch by knockout, actually, believe it or not. I have him by TKO. I say second round.
I am in agreement on that one. I think that if they do, like if Hermansson really pushes the pace against him, I think that Hermansson might end up getting subbed just if he was really desperate to scramble. But overall, yeah, no, I have Branch. I also have Branch by knockout. I think probably looking on paper, you got to imagine Branch thinks he has the better striking and the more power on the feet. And he has or I would assume he has the clear better ground game. And so I think Hermansson's best shot to win this is on gassing Branch out in grappling exchanges, just based on what I've seen out of the two of them. But I think probably what's going to happen in this fight is Branch is going to feel confident on the feet going in, and then if he figures out, oh, I'm way fucking more dominant than this dude on the ground, I think Branch will get the sub. But I'm gonna lean, I'm gonna lean. You know what? Just out of not wanting to see more decisions on this card, I am going to go with the same thing as you, Branch KO. Actually, I'm going to go Branch KO first.
I like that call too.
But mostly, I could see this thing going to decision and being a one-sided drumming from Branch, where Branch just figures out, oh, I can just get on top of him and basically just pound on him for 3 rounds, and dude is not going to be able to do much with it. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
The odds on this one, we have Jack Hermansson, a slight favorite at -125.
Surprised about that.
So am I, to a +111 for David Branch.
I think the reason why is because Jack Hermansson's been on a winning run. That
checks out.
And
that can correlate to that for sure.
Like the fact that Hermansson in his last 2 outs has looked pretty dominant and finished people, and the fact that David Branch is coming off that loss to Jared Cannonier, which a lot of people weren't expecting, I think might be part of it. But man, I still got to lean David Branch so heavily in this.
So this brings us to our main event of the evening, which, spoiler alert, this fight is not going to go to decision.
Also, spoiler alert, I have one of these people in Mag War Fantasy MMA. Shouts out to Justin Gaethje, who's going to give me mad points. So that's going to be my pick.
I'll get to that. So we got Edson Barboza, who's 26.
Yeah, I just wanted to rain on everybody's parade before you started.
Yeah. So let's see. Edson, he's going to be against Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje is a fighter who I believe in his 4 UFC fights so far, he's all had fight of the night bonuses, or he's had some sort of bonus. I'm pretty sure that's a fact. So this guy is if you're casual, Gaethje's your guy.
Oh, if you're not casual, Gaethje's been my guy since PFL or not PFL, WSOF. Those fucking. I remember you and I were watching those fucking Luis Palomino fights at Pablo Tap House, losing our goddamn minds about them because they were so insane. Gaethje, that dude's nickname is the highlight for a reason. I've never seen a fighter who is more fun. He makes Nick Diaz look like he's slow paced. It's fucking
I love Justin Gaethje. I think he's number one. I think they said he absorbs like 10.5 strikes per minute, something dumb, but he also outputs like 8 strikes per minute or 9 strikes, something ridiculous.
It's by far the highest on the roster.
Yeah, it is. And then Barboza outputs like 4.8 per minute and takes like 3.5 per minute. Here's the thing. My pick is Barboza. However, this fight goes one of 2 ways. Okay. You look surprised.
Yeah, because you're not picking the guy who's going to kill Barboza.
So this goes one of two ways. Barboza keeps distance and body kicks the fuck out of Gaethje. Is able to kind of tee off on him. I love Barboza's chin,
especially that spinning back kick.
I don't remember seeing Barboza getting knocked out before. I know Gaethje has knockout power. Look what happened to James Vick. I remember someone commented James Vick looked like a falling AT-AT in Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, which, yes, he did. He's very tall and should not be in that weight class. I will always say that. So I think Barboza will punish Gaethje from distance, and I think TKO him with some spinning shit to like the fucking, he'll probably clip him on the fucking head when like Gaethje clinches up or some crazy shit, and he'll just get knocked. It won't be like you're not fuck out, but he'll just fall and yeah. However, the other way this fight goes, if I'm Justin Gaethje, you go, let's see who Edson Barboza lost to recently.
Oh, you mean everyone who pressures him?
Anyone who pressures him and can wrestle. So if I'm Justin Gaethje,
two things Justin Gaethje
Mr. All-American NCAA wrestling champion, is this the time we finally see Justin Gaethje say, I need to wrestle? Or is he just like, fuck that, I'm Homer Simpson, and let's fucking do this damn thing and kick someone's leg to death? Ask
Gaethje's Homer Simpson on a treadmill.
And by the way, that's the main reason why I'm picking Barboza is because he's Homer Simpson. If he didn't absorb so much damage initially, especially in the pocket and from outside,
so what round?
I would have Justin Gaethje 100%. He like leg kicks Barboza to death. I think he pressures him, digs to the body. But
what round do you have Barboza in?
It's gonna be late though. I think it's round 4. Just because of how tough Gaethje is. He's a tough motherfucker. So yeah.
So I 100% have Justin Gaethje in this fight all day, every day. This is one of the most confident picks I've made in a while. That being said, so was Stephen Thompson over Showtime Pettis. So take that for what
everyone.
Yeah, to be fair, everybody said that. And a lot of people are saying the same thing I'm going to right now, which is I haven't seen an Edson Barboza fight that he did well in when he's pressured ever. He doesn't do well with pressure. If Ally Quinta fought Edson Barboza, I would take Ally Quinta. In the same way, I am taking Justin Gaethje. Not that they're going to use their wrestling offensively. It's just I think they're so confident in their wrestling that they're just going to constantly collapse the distance on Edson Barboza, make Edson Barboza constantly work by running backwards along the cage and just piece him up while he does it because he never has time to set his feet.
And you know what's crazy? If Gaethje really wanted to, he could say, hey, fuck my fight of the night bonus. I'm just going to wrestle you for 5 rounds.
Oh, and he would.
That's what's crazy.
Don't get me wrong. I think he will at least feint takedowns. But I think it'll be once or twice early, and it'll be when there's 2 ways I see Edson winning this fight. Either a spinning back kick as he's just getting the distance constantly collapse against Justin, not to the head, but to the body. That Joe Rogan special, I think that is the one way Edson Barboza probably takes this. The one other way is a flying knee because Justin Gaethje
That's
shows
what I was
up,
thinking.
ducks his forehead, and keeps his chin tucked. But that is prime real estate for a flying knee, which he nailed on Dariush. Thank you. Yeah. So I think that's the 2 ways that Edson Barboza does take this. I think the leg kick battle is going to basically neutralize each other, but I think the pressure of Gaethje is going to break Edson Barboza 100%. I think it'll probably break in the first 2 rounds, and I think by late second, early third, I think Gaethje is just walking him down, punching him in the fucking face a whole lot, and killing him with leg kicks, and everybody's gonna lose their goddamn mind. So yeah, I've got Gaethje.
Should be fucking fireworks regardless. So.
100%. So yeah, I've got Gaethje TKO third.
I like that call too. If you're curious about the odds, right now it's a -127 for Barboza over a +113 Gaethje.
That is crazy, man. Yeah. There are some fucking parlays to be made. If y'all want to go get ghetto rich, and by ghetto rich I mean parlay rich, that is the way to do it. you want to make some bad decisions and just throw some money at parlays, yo, they are out there for you. And
looks like it.
Should be an interesting card regardless. I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest.
Real quickly, we should give a quick shout out to our new fantasy league that we did, our new quarterly league.
Should.
So let me log in real quick. You can go ahead and start with who do you have in flex?
Blat out. Magwar. Blat out.
Actually, I stand corrected. Our new league doesn't start, I believe, until UFC 236.
No, it sure doesn't. But our other league that we're still in is still happening. And I'll tell you who I have this week here. Go ahead and do you have yours pulled up?
No, I'm trying to log in like a fucking frantic person,
my God. Well, so am I. So this is going to be great. I know I have Justin Gaethje. I have Justin Gaethje, David Branch, and Michael Johnson in our previous league. It is. Yeah, it's also I already have a security.
See, I'm nervous because I have like 2 fights left in the fucking contract, and I could very well not win this quarter.
See, I would trade you. Everyone
would that be collusion?
Yeah. Everyone would call that because I could give you Justin Gaethje, but wow, that everyone would be mad. Like, oh, I traded him Justin Gaethje for fucking Carlos Esparza, bro.
Yeah, or some shit. Yeah, I don't think that'd be a good look for either of us. But
agree, especially since now that we're in a paid league also with them. Shouts out to Jamal. Like we said earlier, I'm not sure. I haven't tried it in a minute. I think you can open your own league for free on magwar.com. If not, it's a couple bucks. And I could not recommend a higher. Like Chris, this is the thing you and I have been talking about forever, and it's so fun, right?
Oh, it's fucking great.
And it's a very.
By the way, this is. I think the website's down because I can't load it. But anyways.
But like we've mentioned in the past, like you do a lot of fantasy sports stuff in general, and this is very well done for
my buddy Jake, who we got in, he's stoked because he does fantasy baseball. He does all the fantasy shit. I'm doing a bracket.
Yeah, he was doing a fantasy league when we were hanging out on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, and he's a huge MMA head as well. And I was like, hey man, what do you think at fantasy MMA? He's like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, well, I know you know MMA. So
I know you know fantasy shit. So,
you're the only other person besides Pulver that I don't know is MMA. So,
dude, that dude's picks were solid as shit. Shouts out to Jake. Yeah. Those fucking picks were. He stole a couple of mine. That I was like, oh, this motherfucker clearly did his research. He stole Olivia Hinata Souza from me. That's how deep that dude's picks went.
Yeah, because he was telling me, he's like, I'm gonna go Souza. I'm like, fuck you. We were just talking to each other. And then he's like, last pick of the draft, Colby. I'm like, you might get it. I mean, Usman, they're probably going to put on that June 8th card.
I almost picked up Colby, but I was like, fuck Colby. I'll pick up Joey.
Did you see his team name? Yeah. So mine is curly-headed fuck, of course, and it's Ben Askren going like this.
Mine's of course still Salty Kawa, as always. With I photoshopped Malky Kawa in front of the Scarface background from The Office, and put shitty sunglasses on him and a teardrop tattoo. It's my favorite shit.
Yeah, his team's just called Chaos with like all caps and like the S is a dollar sign, and it's Colby, of course, with Trump. That whole thing.
Yep. So, it's perfect.
Yeah.
This league is fun as hell.
I was telling him our 2 teams are the troll teams, clearly. So,
because shocking. I feel like there might be more than just the 2 because we do have 3-piece and the soda as one of them. And
that's team number 3. That's a good point.
And Jamal's rocking Frobro, I believe, for this one. So,
okay,
should be fun, man. But yeah, everybody go check out magwars.com, magwar.com. I can't shout that place out enough. I've been playing with Jamal forever, who works on that site, and man, it's fun as hell. Like, I'm very hyped on it.
Yeah, I wish that thing was loading. It decided to load for me now, but it's is it working? Oh, it's working. Okay, wait.
What do you got?
Nope. Is it working? Did I lie? I lied. It loaded the website and everything. It's just every time I click on I think
it's probably your internet is not doing great while streaming.
Well, I'm on data right now too. Like I'm looking on my phone on data. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not on internet on my phone.
Wow.
So Oh well.
There you go.
Anyways, I'm trying to wait. Let me look at this. Who the fuck do I have on this card? I have someone in the flex.
You
Let
had
me see
somebody.
real
I'm
quick.
trying to remember. You picked up somebody random.
I think it's
Morant?
the guy fighting. Oh, I think I picked up Kenchuk.
Oh yeah,
against Paul Craig. I think
that might have been it.
I don't know. Anyways, my fight odds just crashed my internet on my computer, so I don't know what's about to happen.
I can tell
right
your
now,
whole shit is starting to get choppy as hell. So I guess it's a good time to end it. But it's been a fun one. We will be back next week. Actually, we won't be back
commentary,
next week.
right?
I lied. Are we doing commentary?
There's no fights next week.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
I just remember you mentioned you have a movie.
I do have a movie.
You said this like 3 weeks ago.
This is the only. We have like 3 weekend breaks this year, and this weekend is one of them. So we'll see how Chris and I are feeling. We'll see if we need like a weekend to reset and care about actually doing tape study. I don't know who we could be talking about right now, but sometimes doing tape study 16 weeks in a row is kind of rough. So we will see how that goes. We might do a commentary. If not, we will definitely do a commentary in May when we have the next week off. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm extremely excited about that one card as much as I am about this card.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I am alive so I could watch it tomorrow late tonight.
Yeah, that'd be preferable if you were alive for next week.
Yeah, or I should say conscious.
Oh, that too. One or the other. Yeah, no biggie. As long as one of those happen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, worst case, we'll fucking.
We'll just do a weekend at Bernie's segment. Just have me.
Thank you.
Knock the fuck
out. I kept trying to go with a Freddy Got Dead reference, but it wasn't working. So yeah, no, it worked out way better with the fucking weekend at Bernie's. Anyway, we're wrapping this shit up. As always, you guys can always let us know what MMA podcast we should be checking out. That is TSOV Pod on Twitter. That is mostly where I hang out and chat with all y'all. You can always jump on the MMA community forums, the MMAcommunity.com. They're sweethearts over there. Love all those guys. And yeah, you can, I don't know, hit us up on wherever the fuck you hang out. Shoot us an email, chris@soundviolence.com, sovpod@gmail.com. All those work. Let me know what cigars I should be buying. Hey, I've been on a cigar kick lately.
Yeah, it reminds me, my brother ordered some new cigars and they're badass, and he shouted you out too. So he said thank you.
I heard that. Yeah, I was talking to him about it. We might have to do a cigar night here shortly one of these days.
Fuck yeah.
So
maybe we'll do that next weekend. Who knows?
Hey, there you go. Maybe we'll do films. We'll pair some fucking MMA movies with some cigars.
We can watch that new Michael Bisping movie, Triple Threat. Which is
god, now. That's gotta be great, right? It's gotta be great.
Michael J. White and Tony Jaa.
Yeah, and Tony Jaa. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this, but send us an email, shoot us a tweet, let us know what we're sleeping on. And until next time, everybody, hopefully we'll do a commentary. If not, we'll be back for the UFC 237. 6? What is that?
6. Yeah. Holloway Poirier 2.
Holy shit. Speaking of crazy,
my first round pick. I had number 1 pick overall. Let's go.
Oh, your number 1 pick?
My only good pick in the draft.
My number 1 pick for the season I'm crushing right now. So yeah, Holloway is the go-to for the crushers. Anyway, we're gonna call it. Have a good one, everybody. Till next time, go check out Burning Beer Brewing out in El Cajon. It's dope. We out. Leave.